Cheers and enjoy the beers. This is not just a beer review. This is an M&S beer review. Yes. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome once again back to the channel with me, Disco, coming at you live from the cans and bottles in front of the bar at what I am deliciously calling the Disco Arms. And yes, 2 shows in a row, a Monday Club and a Tuesday Tipple tonight. Why not? I've got the beers in, fancied a bit of a slurp, and so I thought I'd do these. I saw these beers, yes, in a Marks and Spencer, of all places. I don't really go shopping in Marks and Spencer's very often, but there we go. Well, more about that later anyway. Welcome along, everybody who's popping in. Pre-show greets from Henry 420 once again. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully see you at some point. With or you're out, your Madries. But the craft double by an Italian brewery sounds interesting. The Caribbean rum cask Scottish red ale in a Singun. That's one of my favourites, to be fair. A lot of people rate on Innis and Gun, but I quite like that one. And once again, Mr. Wilson, David Wilson, thanks for popping in. Hope you've got a beer on the go for this Tuesday night. It's not compulsory, by the way. I just happen to have, because I've got loads of beers in, and I thought I would get through them as quickly as possible. So without further ado, I'll tell you for why in a minute, but let's get straight on to beer number 1, please. And beer number 1, from Marks and Spencer's, and this one is one of their own beers, a Belgian cherry wheat beer. Sounds good to me. Big fan of cherry beers, big fan of wheat beers in general. Was a lovely kind of red wine kind of colour coming out there. Superb, with a nice kind of bubbly head. Looks pretty good. And yes, as always, let's get straight onto that before I forget. And also before that head dissipates, because it's felt really fizzy and bubbly in there. Not an easy one to photograph, this bottle. Very dark, with kind of gold writing, but it's that kind of dull gold writing that you just can't really see. So there's going to be no focus on this at all, I don't think. And the shadow's not helping either. Turn it down a bit. Yeah, it's better. Looks good anyway, lovely red colour in the glass. I think that's focus. So let's check. No focus on that whatsoever. That's better. That'll do. It's dissipating nicely now. But yeah, it looks good anyway. in a glass. I have had this before. It's not last year, the year before. Like I say, I don't frequent Marks and Spencer's very often, if at all. This was on a little Perlenbacher Wheat Fest beer. Nice, 149. Well, I tell you for why I've ended up with these ones. It's because I actually went to Lidl the other day. Don't really frequent Lidl very often. But I did specifically make a trip to Lidl. Well, I was on the way past. And I stopped in to try and pick up those steam beers that people have told me not to do. But that just makes me want to try them. You might have seen a few about. And if I get the video out next week. But I didn't actually pick them up. I went there. I think it was actually Bank Holiday Monday, which was probably why it was blimmin' busy. So I walked in. It was 20 deep at the till. So I turned around and walked straight back out again. And on the same trading estate, there was actually a Marks and Spencer. So just out of interest, I had a quick wander in, not for anything specific. And I saw these three beers. So I've had this one before a couple of years ago. Didn't actually get around to reviewing it. It was just quite a light beer. It's 3.5%. But you might notice down the bottom of the screen, it's actually brewed by Brewery Huyghe, them of Delirium Tremens fame, on a nice little contract for Marks and Spencer. So let's see what we get. See what Delirium Tremens do with a fairly regular, fairly low alcohol wheat beer. Cheers and enjoy the beers. First, the aroma. Can't help but notice the cherry. Slightly kind of bubblegummy cherry, I think. But yeah, smells very pleasant, quite fruity. Cheers. Wow. Yes, I remember now. That's nice. It's like not quite. For 3.5%, the cherry edge on that feels a bit spirity, which is weird, but it's very nice. But in the middle, there's a kind of cherry juice. Not quite cough medicine. That's that kind of slightly spirity edge as well, but it's got something to it. It's got a, like I say, yeah, that kind of spirity edge. It doesn't really taste like a wheat beer, to be fair. There's no kind of, there's no wheat beer edge to it. It's quite thin, but fairly juicy cherry going on. What do we reckon about beers from Marks and Spencer's? It's not I don't know if it's an underrated supermarket for beers. So we'll think about that as we go through these three, because like I said, I don't really go in there that much. I don't even know what they do. I mean, I say I've picked up these before, and I've picked up Vocation in there. Way back in the day, when we used to go to places like Cambridge and other places, used to have a Marks and Spencer's on the station right at the start, sort of craft beer. I remember picking up Colonel in Marks and Spencer's way back. Probably wasn't priced as well as these ones. This is my little kind of supermarket challenge, kind of all beers under a tenner tonight. It's really nice, really cherry. Feels stronger, like I say, than that 3.5%. Taking big gulps of it because it's just really nice fruity juiciness. Kind of lacing on the glass suggests some good conditioning even from a bottled beer. Can't read you too much more information because this label is very hard to read. It's weird, they got this maroon, not really nice colour of red. Oh, they have actually got, oh, okay, you probably can't see it, but they've got an elephant balancing on a cherry, and I guess the elephant is there from Delirium Tremens Brewery. And yeah, in kind of shiny red, which doesn't really work with that red label. It does say clearly, if you've got good eyesight, from the Huyghe, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to go with Huyghe Brewery. Flanders, Belgium. Specially brewed for Marks and Spencer's. What do we say? In fact, it is supposed to make them. They get many none too local. For not, yeah. To be fair, I didn't linger too long. I just sort of saw a kind of show idea and picked some up. So I didn't. I did look at they had some other. There was the Kent hop one, which I wasn't really fussed with, and some other stuff. But yeah, I say I've got to sort of go out of way to find the Marks and Spencers. Probably about 3 miles in either direction, but it's sort of vaguely on the way to work, so I can kind of pop in on the way back, kind of thing. Wheat beer with cherry juice from concentrate. It's pulled up pretty well. Sugar, hops, orange peel, cherry flavouring, and ground coriander. So a lot of ingredients that don't really come through that much. I say as a wheat beer, it just tastes more like a cherry. Maybe that's what that kind of slight edge to it is. A slight sort of, like I say, this kind of spirity edge. But yeah, some pretty good cherry juice, to be fair. It tastes a little bit of Kirsch, kind of cherry spirit going on, which is unusual, I guess, in a 3.5% beer. You'd want it to be thinking it'd be 7% or something like that. But it almost doesn't need a high ABV, but you're right, it does. You know, like I say, you get 7% on that. Really get that kind of Kirsch, kind of spirity edge going. As long as they keep the smoothness. But as wheat beers go, I'd struggle to guess if I hadn't read wheat beer on the side. I'd be struggling to guess that was a wheat beer because it's so smooth and juicy and fruity. It just sort of, yeah, tastes like a spirit and cherry juice in a way. Good though, nice. I shouldn't be washing it back so quick. It's a bit more of one you can sort of long drink, long sip. Could always end the night on that. A little kind of Kirsch, kind of brandy and cherry kind of thing going on. Henry 420, cheers for popping back in. Sorry on my messages earlier. Can't be asked to cook. Fair play. Well, too many of those mad reasons you won't need to cook, I suppose. But yeah, cheers to you. Thanks for popping in. Cheers for the shares, etc. I did go back to Lidl yesterday. In fact, pissing rain. I did actually get those steam beers. So I may or may not get around to doing a video, even though all my videos are still backed up. So I get around to doing it. But yeah, even though everybody else, almost everybody else I've seen do them said don't do it, I'm going to do it because I liked the other one and I thought I'd get it for £1. Was it £1.85 or £1.95? Under £2. Give it a go. What can you do? How bad can it be? Which will probably be the title or the thumbnail or something like that. Yeah, haven't really. Yeah, haven't done much planning for today. I botched it up last night, put it together. I've been out all day today, so at the pub. Didn't do any content. Had a couple of beers up the local spoons, and now here I am. Just one of them Tuesdays, lazy Tuesdays, kind of. Met up with a mate, had a beer, chewed the fat, you know. The kind of Tuesday you want on a Tuesday, you know. Yeah, it's all right. It's that nice kind of cherry notes, little bit cough syrup, but kind of rescued by the cherry flavour. Barbecue maple chicken kebabs. There's no point having a grill if you don't use it. Burgers or sausages and stuff. Fair play. Good munch. Good munch. Yeah, enjoy, man. Yeah, do you know? Well, I'd say it feels really strong for a session beer. I'm not sure, and it's quite sweet. That cherry sweetness, which I like. I prefer sweet cherry to like a cherry sour or something. Given the choice, but you could also long drink it. You know, add a little amaretto or cherry brandy to it. You know what I mean? A little bit of ice in the summer. Oh yes, thank you very much. Sitting by the pool. It's one of those versatile beers. I know not everybody's into beer cocktails. I am. I like giving it a go because if it's only 3.5%, if you want to zhuzh it up a bit, as Mickey Flanagan might say, give it a little zhuzh with some spirit, some amaretto. If you're going cherry bakewell, a bit of lemonade. Job's a good one, I reckon. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty good. Feels far from a wheat beer, but yeah, could do stuff with it. Or yeah, just enjoy it. Long over ice, even. Cheers. Well, that was a nice little beer to start off with. That went down pretty quick. Didn't last long in a glass. Oh yeah, fair play. Yeah, videos are. Yeah, elusive beer videos from Disco. Yeah, well, I'll get one. I'm halfway through 3. So I'm kind of trying to crash through with the lives, really, because it's a way of getting through the stuff. It's getting the stuff done. It's getting it recorded, and yeah, once they're done, aren't they? Find it hard to cook and film. For you do one or the other. You need a little tripod. I haven't got one to hand. You need a little tripod, just sort of. Don't know if you're doing it on phone. Just put the tripod on the side and just film the cooking. Not necessarily yourself, but yeah, even so, I know what you mean. I find it hard just talking to the camera, unless it's on a live when I'm just talking to myself, essentially. But there you go. Right. So it could be a fairly short stream tonight, I think. I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was that. Beer number 2, please. Yeah, beer number 2 is a strange one in kind of some respects. I wasn't expecting to see it. Duration, well, a kind of well thought of craft brewery up in, I get this from Disco, is it Norfolk or Suffolk? I'll find out in a minute. But yeah, up that way somewhere, who I wouldn't necessarily expect to see in supermarkets. But I suppose it comes to them all at some point. This is a 4.8 West Coast Pale. I had to look at that twice after yesterday's West Coast Pills. So, not quite the full IPA. May or may not struggle with this one. I picked it up because of duration. I just don't really get into duration that much. I know they're well thought of. Got some good beers about. So I thought I'd give this one a show. See what we can get. A little bit of overpours. Plenty of carbonation racing through the glass there. I'll leave that large head whilst I do the photo. I don't think yesterday's photos came out that well, but I put them up anyway today. Whether I get these out or not tomorrow, I'm not sure. If not Thursday, maybe. Before Thursday stream, if it happens. I'm not 100% because now I think I'm brewing on Thursday. And that could end up being a long day depending on what we're doing. But we shall see. We shall see. It's not compulsory to do a stream, but I do want to get through the beers. And I do want to get through those turning point beers, get them done earlier rather than later. Why I didn't do them tonight? Well, because one of them's a big beer and I want to be able to get up for work in the morning. What these things happen. So yeah, quite light, lemony, kind of straw coloured. A little bit of stuff in suspension there. It should be okay. Yeah, light lemony straw kind of coloured. Plenty of fizz initially. Nice pillowy, kind of soft, fairly bubbly. Again, slightly yeasty though head. Should be alright. Yeah, so first look at duration. As far as I remember, let me know if I'm wrong in that. If I don't think I've done one on the channel. Might have done one on Instagram reviews. I'm not sure. It's called Sweeping Coast. 4.8% West Coast. As I said yesterday, West Coast not necessarily my thing. Although better than New England's. Apart from yesterday, because that New England yesterday from Weekend Project was pretty good. So yeah, let's check this out. See what we got. Cheers. Not too much on the nose. Very light kind of maltiness, and I want to say lemon. Maybe I just said that one a colour. Let's clear the palate a little. I'm not getting too much hop aroma and anything particularly sharp or piney, but yeah, let's try. Cheers. It's another one where a bit of a gamble for me, whether it's paid off or not. But again, it was what, $3.50. I forgot that was what I was going to do until I went out today. I was going to get the receipt and find out exactly how much it was. Because it's really quite light. There is a juiciness there, and it's a sort of, yeah, it's a sort of very weak grapefruity kind of note to it. Oh no, that's my pizza receipt from Saturday. That's not going to tell me anything. I'm sure I'll put it in there somewhere. Probably in my other jacket. So yeah, I can't tell you the price, but if you pop into M&S, it seems that these are on the shelves. You can find out the price. There you go. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, that's one of them I want to like, but I'm struggling with because, yeah, there's lots of pithy kind of grapefruit in there. It's going to be citron in it. Right, let's see what they say anyway. If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, name that song. If you're fond of sand dunes and salty, it's tell we see me doing a lyrics quiz on Thursday. You might surmise that I know about lyrics, and I know that song, and I can't think what it is. Sand dunes and salty air. Is that the song title? It's a Groove Armada, I think. If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, consider Norfolk. I got it right, Norfolk. Sweeping coastlines that define the region as much as vast skies. Instantly recognizable, our coastal dunes perpetually shift with each tide, gently changing the landscape in a state of continual variation. Sweeping coast is a resinous, oh dear, I didn't read that bit, bright and fresh yet subtly undulating on a journey, one that is always set to home. Duration is a progressive farmhouse brewery in Norfolk, making beers that belong, wild ales and fresh beers brewed from nature with purpose. A place called Westacre, Peterborough postcode, so it's over that side of Norfolk. Water hops yeast, of course. See the base of can, see how long it's been sitting on that shelf. Can 13th of August 24, best before 1st of June 25. So sailing as close to the wind as I was yesterday. There's quite a few on the shelves at Marks and Spencer's, if I remember rightly. So they want to get around to selling them fairly swiftly, do you think? Or they might be on a discount soon. Yeah, what do you reckon? Duration? Do you see them about much? Do you ever pick anything up? Let's have a quick look. See what I'm missing. I must have looked on Duration website at some point. Let's see what they're about. I am of legal drinking age. Oh, nice bit of kit. Let's have a look at the story. Oh, yes. That reminds me, Duration is modern farmhouse brewery in West Norfolk. Inspired by our immediate surroundings and respect for all that has gone before us, we will make heritage and innovative beers filled to glass. We always seek to give back more than we take from our moment in time. Nice. If I remember rightly, did they not have a massive fire in a... Yeah, look, that one there. Their, like, heritage barn, didn't it, burn down a few years back, and they've managed, to be fair, to keep going. Library, that's good. I quite like breweries that do that. On beers they have had. Sweeping Coast is a core beer, West Coast Pale. Turtles all the way down. I forgot that was Duration. Dripping Pitch, another West Coast on IPA. Sorbetto Raspberry Ghost. This could be a long trip down kind of memory lane of beers I don't actually remember. A lot of Wild Fern bottles as well. Anyway, let's go to see what they've got on now, just in case there's anything interesting there. They're probably watching beers that I can't get hold of. What's going on? Why won't the shop work? There we go. Too many pop-ups, not subscribing. Don't need to do that. Go away. A lemon and thyme grisette sounds interesting. A lime wheat beer. Got a dark Czech lager with Lost and Grounded, so that should be good. A dark cherry sour. What was I just saying about dark cherry sours? Yeah, and a lot of wild fermented stuff. Weirdly intersections where it just show all of it. Show all of the beer. That's better. Another day done. Crisps. It's like a 5 Points collab, I think. Things are going slow tonight, aren't they? Well, there you go. Didn't find anything too much. Yeah, I like that idea of kind of back cataloguing stuff, because there's so many beers about. I mean, obviously it puts upon a brewery to get their website, updated and up to date. But I do like the idea of that, of seeing beers, because it gives you an idea of what I don't necessarily want to see beers I've missed, but give you an idea of beers you want to ask for back, or what you could have had. So it's a good idea. Must be a fair bit of work though. This I'm going to struggle with. It's not too massively hoppy, but there's a kind of muted grapefruit and muted pine and a kind of muted earthy kind of grapefruit pith note that just doesn't sit on my palate that well. It's kind of there's grapefruit burps coming through. It's a little bit neither one thing or the other for me. I wonder if it's because it's been sitting on a supermarket shelf, or is that just a core beer that is probably perfectly okay if you like that grapefruit thing. And as you know, I don't, so it's difficult for me to like get into it really and work out what it is. It's a shame. I just wanted to like look at duration because I see him on the shelf, and I thought it'd be all right. Give it a go. But yeah, sort of, yeah. Neither really here nor there for me. It's not really floating my boat at all. Shame, real shame. I don't think that's a bad reflection on duration. That's just a reflection, once again, on my palate and my general dislike of grapefruit. But it's sort of, there's no sort of balance to it. And a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of other citrus stuff going on. Once again, despite going to Lidl, I didn't get any lemonade, so I can't just bring that citrus edge back. Doesn't say what the hops are. That's annoying. It's down there. It's not even a current beer on the thing. You have to go back into the archive. Where am I? There we go. Oh, here we go. Right. See, this is a good thing about a beer library. If you've got all the information on there, that's good. So dry hops: Azacca, Mosaic, and Simcoe. Well, I'm sure. Was it the other day? Was it that one? That was Azacca and Simcoe, or was it Azacca Mosaic? And it worked out right. Mosaic, I'm not sure about. Simcoe is hit or miss for me, and Azacca is one I always moan about as being sort of one of those key hops that everybody used to put in beers. So no Citra, it's juicy enough, but it's just not really. It's not really hitting it for me with just sort of too much overpowering grapefruit. Oh, he's there already. Good stuff. Mosaic, Azacca, and Simcoe, a fair play. Mark Jones, good evening. Yeah, it looks better. I mean, it's good beer. It's good enough. It's just that grapefruit flavour for me, a bit unbalanced. That I don't like anyway. There's a bit of a fizz to it, a little bit of a savoury kind of roughness, savoury edge. Some Specsavers. Yeah, I do need to do that, and also the lighting here is terrible for reading some cans, and I do have bad eyesight, but yeah, probably won't be going to Specsavers anytime soon. I'm not a Scottish referee. Yes, shame not having any lemonade. That would make that go down so much quicker. To such an extent, it's not a bad beer. It just doesn't really sit for me at all. That grapefruit is just a bit cloying. It's not even a mad amount of sweetness to go with it. But yeah, it's a bit sort of cloying, a bit dank. A little bit of pine in there, but it's kind of hidden. And it's not one I'm massively enjoying. Certainly compared to the beers yesterday, they had all kinds of fruit going on. It's just a sort of slightly piney grapefruit. It's not even any orange. Normally West Coast, I'm thinking there's a good orange content on the citrus, and that's just not there for me. So in what may turn out to be a short stream tonight, apologies to duration, that's just not my thing, but I'm going to move swiftly on to beer number 3, please. And beer number 3, I am on probably much safer ground, hopefully, if it's a good one. Fairly well known, despite the rebranding recently, going with at least their third rebranding that I can think of, is everybody's favourite, I think, Vocation, with an 8% Naughty and Nice variant titled Caramel Cookie Chocolate Stout. Yeah, it's caramel cookie chocolate stout. So expecting fairly big things from this, although I'm also slightly prepared to be a bit disappointed by being some kind of fizzy, oversweet monstrosity, which would be a shame. I washed that glass out too well, but fortunately it's on the back. So yeah, I say that about Vocation, obviously, because they are suddenly, can't like them all, especially the ones with grapefruit in. All right, let's do the photo now. Yeah, Vocation, slightly on the fence about. There's some good ones about. I'm worried that they've sort of overstretched a little with all these supermarket contracts, and I don't know. I don't think they're on the verge of sort of cost cutting, quality cutting, but it is a worry. Once you start going, some of the size of tanks they've got there, it is, for me anywhere concerned, I could be completely out of order there. Let's see how good this beer is before I start criticising it from the brewery. But anyway, let's do the photograph first. What does everybody else think? Vocation, have they lost their way? Are they just stumbling through supermarket contract? Or still valid, still good, still bringing out tasty beers, especially the stouts? You see a lot of them about. Sorry, that doesn't really look like a good angle at all. Can I go for that one? Yeah, what do we think? Vocation, are they still there? Are they still at the top of the tree? I haven't seen much stuff on like the socials from them as I used to. But yeah, I like a nice stout. I don't know if this is adjuncted or not, or if it's just purely from the malt. I don't know if it'll be a sink pour. It's going to take me too long to squeeze through. So I might, I don't know, I haven't really got time to go and get some lemonade. Can't think I've got anything else, but I'll probably drink it. It's not bad enough to be a sink pour. It's just, yeah, a bit cloying, not really floating my boat. So I'll think about that one afterwards, to be fair. This one, yeah, looks can be deceptive, especially on stouts, but it's held up with some good head retention there. No, just dissipating, but it's not too bad. Nice and dark. It poured medium thin, but there's looks like a bit of body on it. Vocation supermarket beer is disappointing. I don't know whether this is available in other supermarkets or whether it's an M&S exclusive, the same as the Duration. To be fair, that obviously is, but let's have a look. Yeah, fairly strong cocoa, chocolate, coffee kind of milky coffee kind of note. Cheers anyway. Let's hope this is good. Yeah, Lots of sweetness, lots of milky coffee kind of notes. There's a slight pastry notes, like cookie dough kind of, almost like a marzipanish note going on. Nothing particularly. Yeah, that's a good point. Depends on the flavorings and whatever. Nothing particularly artificial, either sweetener wise or coffee notes. Basically, let's say coffee, cookie dough, little bit of chocolate, a bit of cocoa. It's got a good kind of thickness in the mouthfeel. There's no thinness or watery edge like some supermarket stouts do tend to get a bit towards. Difficult covering it with grapefruit because I don't think grapefruit and coffee and chocolate go that well together, especially off of beers, but I cleanse the palate as best I could. Yeah, that's kind of, it's going a bit bourbon biscuit. That's not a bad thing. It's got all those chocolatey coffee notes in there, and yeah, some kind of milky coffee going on. One of those doubles a couple of days ago had some flavour. I bet. Yeah. I don't know about, you say Italian brewery doing a double. It's obviously more of a Belgian style thing, but everybody can copy it anyway. I mean, Italians do kind of like that darker stuff going on as well, like a stout almost, or a porter. Yeah. Yeah, Italians do have a little side interest in the kind of darker stuff and stronger stuff as well. So if you're knocking out the 8%, then that's kind of definitely the Italian kind of note on it. Fair play. Does sound good. Oh, yeah, much safer ground with this stout. Again, with a lot of people who either don't like coffee or don't like really sweet stouts would probably have a little bit of a trouble with that sweet note for me. It doesn't make it unbalanced. There's all the, like stirring a couple of spoonfuls of brown sugar into a not massively strong coffee, but definitely kind of fairly milky coffee with a side of, well, it's more of a side of cookie dough than actual cookie, but a bit of bourbon biscuit thrown in for good measure. I tend to, as I have done here, work up the ABV and work up the colour scale. So I'm always going to finish with a stout. So it feels it's like not a bad one to finish on. Got that good sweetness there. A little bit of chocolate wafer going on in the background. There we go. Monte Cassine La Birra di Abbazia. My Italian is not great, but that's what I think it means. Absolutely never heard of that. I wonder, where did you pick that up from? It's like, but it sounds fabulous as a name of a brewery. It's got a lot of consonants in that, but yeah. Real Ale Craft Abbey beer, produced and bottled by Monte Cassine Brewery. My Italian geography is not good enough to know where Monte Cassine is. But fair play. That sounds like you picked up a little gem there. Definitely worth a video if you've got one. Depending on where you got it from. It sounds a really interesting beer. Belgian brewery. Know very little. It's Belgian brewery. Italian brewery doing a Belgian style, and I know very little about Italian breweries, to be fair. Don't really see that much over here. So sounds like you got an absolute gem there. Fair play. Oh, fair play. What a good mate. Did you drink probably too much mash? There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, fair play. I mean, yeah, you can't know them all. And I don't know that one at all. But yeah, sounds good. Sounds absolutely superb, to be fair. This one's kind of growing on me. it's definitely pretty decent in supermarket stout terms. I think it's got that nice balance across all of the flavours. What they say about Naughty and Nice is smooth caramel and cookie flavours draped in a silky smooth original chocolate stout. Medium bodied with a sweet and creamy mouthfeel, complemented by a biscuity, bittersweet chocolate malt profile with a lingering caramel finish. Yeah, I guess there is a bit of caramel there in that kind of brown sugar kind of note. Brewed in Hebden Bridge. Made the ingredients really difficult to read for me by putting brown writing on a slightly browner can. So I can't see. I can see the word lactose. Oats. Yeah, oats and lactose. There's not a lot of adjuncts in that to get that chocolate. It's all from the dark, probably black malts and chocolate malts. Would be where they've got those chocolate notes and that biscuity kind of stuff from the malt. Really quite nice if you like that sort of stout, and I kind of do recommend if you can get it online. I'll have a look. I'll go back and have a look at that name. Well, I'm a little short on time, so let's have a little look. Here we go. Let's have a little Google. If Henry's beer. Beer Monte Cassino. Hang on, have I got that right? Oh, hang on. Is that the right one? Is that what I'm looking at? Oh no, that's a different one. That is on a Trembling Madness. That's no good. It's not about the knowledge. Have I got the right one? Monte Cassino or Monte Cassino? Yeah, that seems to be the one. Yeah, that's on there, isn't it? La Birra d'Abbazia. Well, we found it. Oh, there we go. It's right there. It's right on the right hand side. £44. I'm assuming that's for 12. You can buy them in. You can buy them in the. That's a UK price. They've got a UK web shop. They were on Trembling Madness. Never find anything quickly, but well, anyway, yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. I'll have a look at that later, see if they are still on Trembling Madness. Yeah, superb. Yeah, it looks good. I like that kind of. You've got that sort of kind of Belgian monk kind of free bottle with every order I've just seen. I did say I wasn't going to buy any more beers for a while, but I might have a look at that. Sounds very interesting. What a very good mate you have, given you a bottle of that. That looks all right. So that's 6.24, so that's £4 a bottle. Sounds good. To a 3.30, it's about right. 7.5, yeah. Fair play. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll go back and have a look at that, because if you can get them direct over here, probably don't need to go another site. But if Trembling Madness have got them, they probably will be £4 because they'll buy a lot. There you go. I'm kind of intrigued by that now. %6.5% that double. Jolly good. Dark ruby. Got a 5% blonde. And a 4.8% wheat beer. Well, I haven't completed all of the beers in the UK yet, but I do look for other stuff. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. I wouldn't say I disagree till I tried it. Used to UK lagers. Well, yeah, plenty about. Well, what would that beer in the middle? Being a bit of a disappointment. I wouldn't say this stream has been a massive success in beer terms. This one's all right. We found new beers from Henry 420, introducing us to Italian doubles, which is a new thing for me. So I'm going to have a look at that afterwards. Whilst I sit back and try and ruminate over whether this stout is actually any good, it's got some good flavours. That kind of cookie dough kind of thing, a bit of chocolate. It's kind of me. It's not outstanding, but it's decent enough. That first one, the Belgian wheat beer, good cherry flavour, bit of a spirity edge and only 3.5%, but yeah, not bad beers to be fair tonight. Whether we conclude this means Marks and Spencer's is any good, do let me know. If you're watching this after the event, drop some comments in the comments box below as to whether you'd consider picking beers up at Marks and Spencer's. Are they underrated? Or are they also Rans? The one I had didn't have a massive selection. I don't know what M&S selection generally is. Definitely need to buy some more of those and less UK lagers. Well, yeah, give it a go. I would say, if you can. Of course. But then UK lagers are at a price point for a reason, aren't they? Well, yeah, it's short and sweet tonight for a Tuesday tipple. going to wander off and try and make some sense of these ones and try and work out whether I'm definitely doing a stream or not on Thursday. I'll probably put it up tomorrow if I am. As always, thanks for those in the live chat. Henry 420, David Wilson. Thanks to Mark Jones for popping in and not mentioning Leeds this time. I'm joking, it's fine. Yeah, thanks as always. I have been Disco. Just Disco Beer Reviews, and this has been my little Tuesday tipple, a little supermarket sweep of beers from M&S. Big love to you all. Thanks very much. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do that. There's a button specifically for it. And if you're watching this after the event, thanks for getting through this far. Have a good one. And as I always say, cheers and enjoy the beers. That's all right. Cue the outro.